The stars shone bright over the peaceful planet Cauldron 9. It was a small world in the outer rim, far from Earth and most of the galaxy's busy trade routes. But for many alien species, Cauldron 9 was a safe place, a place of hope. Here, in a large hospital built with the help of humans, many wounds were healed. Many lives were saved. Human healers had come to Cauldron 9. They were famous across the galaxy for their skills. No matter what species or disease, humans had a gift for healing. Alien doctors often looked at humans with respect, and sometimes with envy. On this day, a group of human doctors and nurses was working in the hospital. They moved quickly and calmly, their hands steady and sure. They worked on a young alien child who had a rare illness. The child's family waited outside, full of hope, but far away in the dark, a shadow was moving. A group of alien warriors, dressed in black armor and carrying strange weapons, had come to the hospital. They were from the Zoral Dominion, a secretive and fearful alien race. The Zoral did not like humans. They saw them as dangerous. They believed human healing powers were unnatural. They feared that humans could change the balance of life in the galaxy. The Zoral warriors broke into the hospital at night. They moved fast, targeting only the human healers. They did not care about the aliens in the hospital. Their message was clear: no more human influence. Dr. Mira Celis, one of the lead human doctors, heard the alarms and ran to the hallway. She saw soldiers moving down the corridor, breaking doors and taking people. She shouted to her team, "Run! Get the patients out!" But the Zoral were quick. They captured many human doctors and nurses. Some were killed in the fight. Others were taken away to unknown places. The attack was over in less than 30 minutes. The hospital was left in chaos. Many patients were safe, but the human healers were gone. When news of the attack reached Earth, the world was shocked. People watched the reports on their screens. They saw the broken hospital, the missing healers, and the angry message left by the Zoral. This is just the beginning. On Earth, leaders met in secret. The United Human Command, Earth's combined military and defense agency, knew this was more than a simple attack. It was a threat to all humanity. Commander Rachel Tanis stood in front of the large screen in the command room. She looked at the faces of her officers. "They attacked our healers," she said slowly, her voice strong. "They want to stop us from helping others. This is a message to Earth and to the whole galaxy." Her words were heavy. The room was silent. Commander Tanis continued, "We have kept a secret for many years. A program called Project Reaper. These are our most trained soldiers. They are not ordinary fighters. They are trained for surgical strikes, for silent kills. They are the opposite of healers. They bring death where it is needed." The officers exchanged looks. They knew the Reapers were dangerous. They were feared even by Earth's closest allies. Tanis said, "Today, we activate Project Reaper. For every healer harmed, we will bring justice. The Reapers will find the attackers, and they will stop them." Far from Earth, the Reapers prepared. Commander Lex Heron led the unit. He was a tall man with cold eyes and a calm voice. Years ago, he was a healer like the others. But after war and loss, he changed. He joined the Reapers and became a shadow of death. Lex sat in his quiet room aboard the stealth ship Silent Viper. His team gathered around. The screen showed images of the Cauldron 9 hospital and the missing healers. Lex spoke. "They think they can stop us by attacking our heart, the healers. They are wrong. We are the Reapers. We bring the storm. We will find every one of them." His team nodded. They knew the cost of this mission. They would walk through darkness to bring light back to their people. Dr. Alira Jin was one of the healers, taken by the Zoral. She was weak, but her mind was sharp. She remembered the cold cells and strange machines. The Zoral were studying her, trying to learn the secret of human healing. She whispered to herself, They want to use us to create death, but they don't know what they have done. Back on Earth, scientists worked to find clues. Using data from the attack, they traced the signal of the Zoral ships. The Zoral were hiding on a small moon near their homeworld. It was a place where no one dared to go. Commander Tanis ordered the Reapers to prepare for the first strike. "We will bring back our people," she said, "and we will make the galaxy remember. No one hurts a human healer without consequence." The Say. Reapers checked their weapons and suits. These were not normal guns. They carried tools designed for precision, cutting power with surgical skill. Their mission was clear: find the missing healers, stop the Zoral, and return. The stealth ship left Earth's orbit, moving fast toward the dark side of the galaxy. On Caldron 9, survivors began to rebuild. Human nurses and alien helpers worked, day and night, to care for the wounded. The hospital was a place of hope again, but the fear remained. Children asked, "Where are the healers?" The answer was simple, but hard: they will come back. As the stars passed by the ship's silent Viper, Commander Lex stared ahead. He remembered the attack on Caldron 9, the cries of his friends, the silent promise he made. "We will be the Reapers of doom for those who hurt our own," he said quietly. The galaxy was watching, and humanity was ready to fight back, not with just guns or ships, but with a cold and deadly justice. The stealth ship Silent Viper flew through deep space like a shadow. No signals, no lights, no sound. Inside the ship, everything was quiet, but the silence was heavy. The crew of Reapers sat in their seats, checking their weapons and gear. Commander Lex Harron stood at the front, his sharp eyes watching a glowing map on the screen. His voice broke the silence. "We found the signal. It came from a black site lab on the moon Gravix 4, deep inside Zoral space. No patrols, no traffic. That means one thing: it's a secret base." His second-in-command, Sergeant Danya Kor, leaned forward. "They're hiding something, probably our people." Lex nodded. "Then we're taking it back." The mission was simple on paper: infiltrate the lab, find any surviving human healers, and escape before the Zoral knew what hit them. But nothing with the Zoral was ever simple. Inside the Zoral black site, Dr. Elira Jin lay weakly in a dark cell. Her arms were strapped down. Cold machines surrounded her. A tall Zoral scientist hovered nearby, checking data. "Her DNA is strange," the Zoral said to his assistant. "Their healing abilities are built into their blood." Elira's lips moved slowly. "You won't understand it. You only destroy," the scientist hissed. "We do not destroy. We purify. Humanity spreads like a disease. Through healing, through kindness, we cannot allow that." He turned away and left the room. Elira closed her eyes. She hoped someone was coming. Anyone. The Reaper's land, the Silent Viper hovered above Gravix 4's frozen surface. The Reapers dropped down silently, using black suits that blended with the shadows. Each Reaper moved with precision, no wasted motion, no noise. "They were like ghosts." "Thermal scan shows 20 guards, 2 labs, and a prison wing," Danya whispered. Lex gave a hand signal. "Split into pairs. No alarms. We do this clean." The Reapers moved in. In less than 10 minutes, 6 Zoral guards were neutralized. No bullets, just quiet strikes and stunners. The lab's outer systems were hacked by tech specialist Bren, who opened locked doors without a sound. Then they reached the prison wing. Lex raised a fist and motioned stop. A Reaper scout scanned the room. 4 cells. One of them's human. Lex stepped forward, opened the cell, and found her. "Elira," he whispered. Her eyes opened slowly. "Lex? Reapers?" "Yes," he said, gently cutting her straps. "We're taking you home." Her hand trembled as she grabbed his arm. "They're trying to make a virus, something that only attacks humans. They need our DNA. We can't let them succeed. Lex's face grew dark. Then we'll burn this place down. Escape and warning. The Reapers moved fast now. They had Elira, but they still had to leave. Suddenly, the alarm blared. A Zoral patrol had spotted a body. "Go loud!" Lex ordered. Laser bursts lit the hallways. The Reapers moved like a storm, clearing the labs and destroying data drives. They planted. Charges across the base. "Elira, can you move?" Danya asked as she helped her walk. "Just keep going. I'll hold." As they reached the exit tunnel, Lex turned around one last time and whispered, "For our healers." The black site exploded behind them. The fire lit up the moon. They were gone before the Zoral reinforcements arrived. Back on Earth, Dr. Elira was rushed to the medical bay on Earth's lunar base. She was weak, but alive. Commander Rachel Tanis visited her personally. "You're safe now," she said softly. Elira nodded. "But the Zoral are planning something worse. They don't just want us gone. They want to use our own gifts to destroy us." Elira explained the virus research. The Zoral believed if they could twist human healing DNA, they could create a sickness that only affected Earth's population. They were testing on me, trying to turn my blood into a weapon. Tanis clenched her fists. "Then this is not just war. This is preparation for extermination." She turned to her officers. "They tried to break our spirit by taking our healers. Now, they will feel our full wrath." She looked at Lex. "Full clearance. All Reaper units, no restrictions." Lex saluted. "Understood. No one touches our healers and walks away." The Zoral's growing fear in Zoral High Command. Panic was spreading. Commander Zarlon Grax, leader of the anti-human movement, watched reports of the destroyed black site in horror. "These Reapers, they are myths," he shouted. "No, sir," a younger officer said. "They are real. We've lost 3 research sites this week. No survivors, no traces, just silence." Grax slammed his hand on the table. "Then we must strike first. Prepare all fleets. Humanity must not survive." But deep down, he was afraid. He knew what was coming. The Reapers Vaulex and his team stood in their hidden base beneath Earth's Arctic ice. A wall showed pictures of every healer who was captured or killed in the Cauldron 9 attack. Lex walked up to the display and touched the image of Dr. Mira Celis. She saved thousands. "And they killed her for it." He turned to his team. "We are no longer hiding. We are not just ghosts. We are the storm. They targeted the hands that heal, so we become the hands that destroy." His voice was low but strong. "No more warnings. We unleash the Reapers of Doom." The room echoed with silent agreement, and the galaxy shivered. The galaxy was no longer calm. Every week, another Zoral research facility disappeared. No warnings, no survivors, just silence and ash. The news spread fast. Planets that once ignored Earth now whispered its name with fear and respect. In space, stations and starports, aliens leaned close and spoke in hushed voices. "Have you heard? The humans have Reapers." Panic in the Zoral Dominion. Inside the cold metal halls of Zoral High Command, Commander Zarlon Grax was furious. His sharp claws scratched across the war table as holograms flickered in front of him. 3 more of their science labs were gone. Nothing but craters remained. All security systems were shut down before the attacks. No videos, no alarms. "The enemy came and left like shadows. This is impossible," Grax shouted. "How can humans destroy our best facilities without being seen?" His advisor, a nervous Zoral officer, bowed his head. "The Reapers are different, Commander. They don't fight like normal soldiers. They move like machines. They strike only once, and they never leave anything behind." Grax slammed his fist into the table. "They are just humans, flesh and bone. We are the Zoral. We are superior." But even he didn't believe his own words anymore. The Reapers strike again. A dead moon near the edge of the Zoral Empire, another secret lab buzzed with activity. Zoral scientists were rushing to complete the virus. the one meant to destroy human life by using their own DNA. "This new sample will work," said one of the lead scientists. "We took it from Dr. Elira Jin. It's pure." Suddenly the lights flickered, then everything went dark. The air grew cold. The Zoral guards grabbed their weapons, but it was too late. Black-clad figures dropped from the vents and shadows. The Reapers had arrived. Commander Lex Harron led the team. His eyes scanned the lab. "No survivors. Burn everything." Laser blades hummed. Silencers fired. Within minutes, the lab was silent. Before leaving, Lex found the virus data on a main console. He copied it, then planted explosives. "They wanted to destroy us with this," he said, holding a data chip. "Let's return the favor." The lab exploded behind them as the Reapers vanished into the void once again. The Council begins to listen. The Galactic Peace Council, which once ignored Earth's warnings, finally called for an emergency meeting. Ambassadors from dozens of alien races gathered in a tall crystal tower on the planet Oralis Prime. The human ambassador, a calm woman named Sarah Venn, stood before them. "Months ago, we sent doctors to help the galaxy. Our healers cured your sick, saved your children, and taught your people how to live better." She paused, looking around the room. "And the Zoral murdered them." Some aliens looked away, ashamed. Others stared at her in silence. Sarah continued, "We did not want war, but you let it happen. You let them attack us, and now you fear us because we fight back." One alien council member spoke up. "Your Reapers, they're too dangerous." Sarah smiled coldly. "No, they are exactly dangerous enough." The room went quiet. Zarlon makes a mistake. Back in Zoral space, Commander Grax was desperate. His soldiers were afraid. His people no longer trusted him. Some even fled the Empire to seek protection from Earth. So he made a choice. "We will strike Earth directly," he told his generals. "We will destroy their spirit once and for all." He ordered a fleet of warships to head toward the planet Cauldron 9, the same place where they attacked the human healers months ago. He wanted to finish what they started. "Burn the hospital. Make it a message." The Zoral fleet moved quickly. 10 heavy warships, armed and ready, but Earth was ready too. The Silent Viper returns as the Zoral fleet moved through the dark. A signal was detected. At first, they thought it was a damaged beacon, but then the Silent Viper appeared. It was alone. One human stealth ship, small and thin like a needle, harmless looking. The Zoral laughed. "They sent only one ship? Pathetic." Then the Reapers launched. Dozens of small pods burst from the Silent Viper, each carrying a Reaper in black armor. The Reapers didn't fight with big guns or loud missiles. They moved inside the Zoral ships. They cut wires, disabled weapons, shut down engines. One by one, the mighty Zoral warships went dark. In less than an hour, the entire fleet was drifting, powerless. Lex appeared on the Zoral flagship's screen. He looked directly at Zarlon Grax. "You came to hurt our healers again, so we came to finish this," Zarlon screamed. "You can't win! We are many!" Lex's voice was cold. "We only need one reason, and you gave us hundreds." The screen went black. The Reapers activated the ship's core overload. Then they vanished. 10 Zoral ships exploded in space like dying stars, a message from Earth. The very next day, Earth broadcasted a message across all galactic networks. It was short and simple. To those who target our healers, we are not diplomats. We are not soldiers. We are Reapers, and we never forget. The message played again and again across alien systems, in bars, on space stations, in market halls. The name Reaper became legend. Elira's new mission, Dr. Elira Jin, had recovered. Her body was weak, but her spirit burned strong. She stood in the rebuilt hospital on Cauldron 9. The halls were bright and full again. Humans and aliens worked together. Elira walked beside young alien nurses and showed them how to treat wounds and heal burns. Her voice was soft, but her eyes were sharp. "Kindness is not weakness," she told them. "But sometimes you must fight to protect it." She looked at the stars through the window and whispered, "Thank you, Lex." Humanity's warning. Back on Earth, the Reapers returned to their base. No medals. No speeches. Just silence. Lex sat alone, reading the Zorl virus, data they had stolen. He sent it to Earth's top scientists. "Make sure this never happens again," he told them. Commander Tanis visited him. "The galaxy fears us now," she said. Lex replied, "Good. Let them. We were peaceful. We sent healers, and they made us into this." Tanis nodded. "What happens now?" Lex looked at the stars. "Now, we wait. If anyone else targets our healers, they'll see what the Reapers really are." The name Reaper now echoed across every star system. Alien children whispered it like a ghost story. Pirates and smugglers deleted old files that mentioned human harm. Government sent private messages to Earth, offering peace and trade, just to stay on their good side. But fear alone wasn't enough, because in the heart of the Zorl Empire, Commander Zarlon Grax was still alive. And he was planning something terrible. In the dark, Zarlon's eyes were bloodshot. He hadn't slept in days. He sat deep inside a hidden base under the surface of Zorak Prime, the Zorl homeworld. "This is not over," he hissed. "The Reapers humiliated us. But I still have one last weapon." His scientists stood quietly in front of him, afraid. "We have one sample left," one of them said. "From Dr. Elira Jin. We can finish the virus." Zarlon nodded slowly. "Good. We'll load it into a biocore warhead, and we'll fire it straight at Earth." "Commander, the missile would be noticed by their defenses." Zarlon smiled darkly. "Then we'll send it somewhere they'll never expect, somewhere they trust." Meanwhile, on Earth, the Reapers returned to Earth after their last mission. Most of them stayed silent, training for the next threat. But something was changing. Commander Lex Heron felt it. In his gut. He stood on the ice fields above their Arctic base, watching the northern lights dance above. Sergeant Danya Kaur joined him. "You don't look relaxed." Lex shook his head. "Zarlon's still alive. He's planning something. He knows he can't fight us with ships, so he'll use something else." Danya narrowed her eyes. "Bioweapons?" Lex nodded. "We need to find him before it's too late." Just then, a call came through from the Galactic Peace Council. A human ambassador's voice filled the air. "Lex, we've got a situation. A medical ship from Cauldron 9 was redirected. It never made it to its destination." Lex's eyes turned cold. "Zarlon is moving again. A deadly surprise. The missing medical ship Hopebringer had been carrying aid supplies and doctors, mostly human. Now it drifted silently near the neutral planet Tavros 3, a peaceful world full of alien refugees. Inside the cargo bay, hidden under boxes of medicine, was a strange metal case. It pulsed with a red glow. It was the biocore warhead, a Zorl device, a virus designed to target only humans and to spread quickly to nearby planets with even the smallest trace of human DNA. Race against time. The Reapers got the news and moved. Fast. The Silent Viper jumped into warp space, speeding toward Tavros 3. On board, Lex gathered his team. "We can't let this weapon activate," he said. "If it does, every human on Tavros 3 will die in hours, and from there, it could spread across the galaxy." Danya added, "We'll need to find the warhead and secure or destroy it before it's too late. No mistakes." Everyone nodded. The stakes had never been higher. Infiltrating the Hopebringer, the Reapers landed on the drifting Hopebringer. The ship was dark, floating like a ghost in orbit. "Life signs?" Lex asked. "Minimal," said tech specialist Bren. "Only a few left. Most of the crew is gone." They entered carefully, flashlights sweeping through halls. Burn marks on the walls. Empty corridors. Something had gone wrong here. They reached the cargo bay and saw the glowing case. "It's armed," Danya whispered. Suddenly, a voice echoed from the shadows. "I knew you'd come." Zarlon Grax stepped out, his armor glowing with Zoral tech. He held a remote detonator in his clawed hand. Lex stepped forward. "It ends here, Zarlon. You're finished." Zarlon laughed. "Finished? I already won. I created a weapon from your own healer. You wanted to spread healing. I turned it into death." "You kidnapped our people," Lex said calmly. "You killed doctors. You used science to spread fear." "And you created monsters," Zarlon spat. "These Reapers of Doom. The galaxy fears you." Lex raised his weapon. "Good." A flash of movement. Zarlon pressed the remote, but nothing happened. Bren smiled. "I jammed the signal before we entered." Zarlon roared and lunged, but the Reapers were faster. In seconds, he was on the ground, surrounded. Lex stood over him. "You should have stayed in the shadows." Danya activated the Reaper's extraction beacon. They secured the warhead and loaded it into a sealed chamber. Earth's top scientists would dismantle it safely. As for Zarlon, Lex gave him one last look. "The galaxy will know what happens to those who harm healers." A broadcast of justice. 3 days later, across the galaxy, a message played, a public trial. Zarlon Grax stood inside a secure chamber on Earth's lunar court. Survivors from Cauldron 9, including Dr. Elira Jin, watched from a screen. Zarlon tried to speak, but no one listened. His crimes were clear. The judge announced, "For crimes against humanity, for targeting peaceful healers, for creating a weapon of extinction, you are sentenced to life in deep space isolation." Zarlon was taken away in silence. The message is clear. Outside the courtroom, Ambassador Sarah Venn spoke to the galaxy. "We did not ask for war. We sent healers. We sent hope. But we were attacked. We were betrayed." She looked into the camera. "And now, to all races, hear this. If you touch our healers again, if you strike at the hands that save lives, then the Reapers of Doom will answer. And they do not forget. And they do not forgive." The galaxy shifts across the stars, planets, and leaders took notice. Treaties were signed. Human medical ships were now protected by law. Alien worlds requested human doctors, but also asked quietly if Reapers could be nearby. Fear had turned into respect, and respect had turned into alliance. The Reapers returned back at the Arctic base. The Reapers returned in silence. No medals. No public thanks. Lex sat alone again, watching the stars. Danya joined him. "Think it's over?" Lex shook his head. "Peace is never forever. But now, they know." She smiled. "They know better than to touch Earth's healers." Lex nodded. "Because, if they do, we'll unleash the Reapers of Doom again." And in the silence under the cold sky, the Reapers rested, waiting for the next shadow to rise. The galaxy had changed. After the fall of Commander Zarlon Grax, the last warships of the Zoral Dominion surrendered. Their leaders were captured, their weapons were destroyed, and the labs where they had tested on human healers were now piles of rubble. But Earth did not celebrate with parades or grand speeches. Instead, it rebuilt, because even after victory, there was still pain. On Cauldron 9, the planet. Cauldron 9, once the site of the worst attack on human healers, had become something new. The hospital that was destroyed months ago now stood taller, brighter, and stronger than ever, the flags of Earth. And the Galactic Peace Council flew side by side above the front gate. People of every species walked in and out, patients, visitors, students, and healers. At the heart of it all was Dr. Elira Jin. She moved from room to room with quiet strength, checking on patients and teaching young doctors. Her once shaky hands were now firm and steady. A young alien nurse named Tivra followed her closely. "Dr. Alira," she asked, "is it true that the Reapers saved you from a secret lab?" Elira smiled slightly. "Yes, they did." "Are they real?" "Yes, they are very real." Tivra looked nervous. "But they kill." Elira stopped walking and turned to her. "Yes, but only when they must. They don't fight for power. They fight to protect those who heal. Without them, I wouldn't be here. Without them, this hospital would not exist." Tivra nodded, understanding. "They protect the ones who save lives." Elira gently touched her shoulder. "Exactly." At Earth's Arctic base, the Reapers had returned to silence. Their base deep under the Arctic ice was quiet once again. Training continued. Missions were planned. But now there were no enemies to fight, only a galaxy watching carefully. Commander Lex Heron sat alone in the strategy room, staring at a glowing map of stars. Each dot represented a system where a human healer now worked, safely, protected. Sergeant Danya Kaur entered the room. "We got another request," she said. "Planet Korvax wants a team of medics for a plague outbreak. They also asked if we could send a Reaper team, just in case." Lex didn't smile, but his eyes softened. "People used to fear us," he said. "Now they ask for us." Danya nodded. "They finally understand. We don't bring death to the innocent. We bring justice to those who cross the line." Lex stood and turned off the map. "Prepare a shadow team. Quiet presence only. If no threat, we stay hidden." "Yes, sir." A galactic monument to honor the human healers who were killed in the first Zoral attack. The Galactic Council built a monument. It stood in the center of Auralis Prime, made of crystal and metal. A large circle of light floated above it, and inside, the circle were the names of every fallen healer, human and alien. At the top of the monument, one line was carved in a dozen languages. They healed without fear. They were taken without reason. Justice found those who harmed them. A special statue stood near the base, a human doctor holding out a hand, with a dark figure standing behind them, watching silently, protecting them. Some called the figure the Reaper. Others called it Hope's Shadow. Whatever the name, the message was clear. Do not harm the ones who heal. Peace and purpose, months passed. The Zoral Empire broke into small colonies. Most of its leaders were arrested. The rest lived quietly, under peace agreements with Earth and other galactic powers. No one dared rise up again, not because Earth ruled the galaxy, but because Earth had drawn a line in the stars, a line of blood, a line of justice. Lex's final decision one quiet evening. Lex stood alone outside the Reaper's base. Snow fell lightly, and the sky above was full of stars. Danya approached slowly. "You're thinking again," she said with a small smile. "I've been thinking for a long time," Lex replied. "We became something powerful, feared, needed. But maybe, now we can become something else." "Like what?" Lex looked up. "Guardians. Not reapers of doom, but watchers in the dark. Protectors, who only rise when no one else can." Danya nodded. "Then we rewrite the mission." Lex turned to her. "No more revenge, no more shadow wars unless the innocent are threatened." "And the healers?" she asked. "They will always be our priority," Lex said. "If they call, we answer." He handed her a small crystal chip. "This holds the next generation Reaper protocol, built not for war but for peacekeeping, with control, with purpose." Danya took it and smiled. "You're not retiring, are you?" "Not yet," he said. "But someday the galaxy won't need Reapers, only healers. Elira's broadcast one. Year after the end of the war, Dr. Elira Jin sent a message across the stars. She sat in the Cauldron 9 Hospital's garden, her voice soft but strong. To every world that receives this, we are the healers of Earth. We come to help. We come to serve. But know this, if we are ever harmed again, if our work is attacked, you will not hear warnings. You will hear silence, and in that silence, the Reapers will rise. Final words. The galaxy remained peaceful. Human healers spread, further than ever before, welcomed by many, protected by all. And somewhere, in the quiet places of space, the Reapers waited. Not for war, but for purpose. They were not heroes. They were not monsters. They were a promise carved into the stars. If you harm those who heal, we will show you the price.